came here and tell us, look, I have all my documents. Then we can make a conclusion. Because I have witnessed a situation where a private plane with a former governor took 19 billion naira out of Nigeria to Lebanon.
Barrister Ikeji.
So they can carry anything if there is no... Don't believe in all these things that you see. Some people carry money, a lot of money. Because they don't go through any formality. They don't go through checks. There is no custom in private planes. Do you allow that to happen in Nigeria? Because we've made mistakes in the past, and they are growing in number. Over 100 private planes that can take off anytime they like, without documentation, without anybody checking them, without custom. How did all these, rifles, guns come into this country? We should ask questions.
All right. Now, Barrister Ikeji, you said it was a political miscalculation,
yes,
the grounding of
so.
The governor's aircraft. How
yes.
so?
Why would you say it's a political miscalculation? Because the person involved, Adams Oshiomhole, is a political heavyweight as far as the opposition is concerned. And any event that touches on him that can cause any form of controversy is a media delight. And as much as the media would blow it, it's as much strength it will give in favor of Oshiomhole. There's a sentimental tilt, as it were, in favor of Oshiomhole presently because of this incident, whether rightly or wrongly, as regards the regulators, whether they did what they did rightly or wrongly, they have inadvertently allowed the opposition political parties to speed up on the sentiments of the public. The public is easily pushed in terms of sentiment in support of where people are being oppressed. So the general impression is that Oshiomhole is being oppressed by the powers that be, obviously PDP. Because as you know, NAMA and NCAA, they are all yes, they are government agencies.
And the government run by the People's Democratic Party.
That is a simple logic. And the president, to all intents and purposes, has vicarious responsibility in respect of these agencies. So there's an easy line of definition. Whenever they act, it will always be linked to the presidency. And the presidency is just PDP. And so it will always be defined as a PDP action. And happening against a strong ACN person, it will always be looked at as a political activity, no matter how right or wrong it is.
But let's come to think of it. I mean, asking the governor's helicopter to return after taking off. Yes, I mean, the question I would ask is that the people behind this thing, what exactly would be their aim? Of course, they might hide under the guise of the fact that it's a safety regulation, but then what exactly do you think would be the real motive or the ulterior motive behind this?
You know, there's a saying that you call a dog a bad name in order to hang it. It's a simple logic. Whatever their motives are, there's no art to find the construction of a man's mind on his face, except by what he does. We can only interpret their actions by what they have done. And what they have done is that they have either delayed, stopped, or whatever language you want to use. They have caused some kind of upset in the movement of the governor of Edo State. And I heard that he didn't travel again. And that is news. So whatever it is, they may come from the angle that the pilot didn't follow procedure as in not filing flight plan and manifest, which regulatorily is a good plausible excuse. However, it may just be another attempt to paint the pilot or the helicopter in bad light, so as to have an excuse to cause upheaval in their movement.
Well, of course, that's putting it mildly, giving a dog a bad name in order to hang it.
Exactly. That's just the principle there. That's how you would do. If as a strategist, you want to justify your action. And in wanting to justify your action, you have to look for a loophole, either legally, morally, or institutionally, to justify what you have done. And that is just what Nama is doing presently. I am not presently holding brief for Adams Oshiomhole. I am also not holding brief for Nama. But I know that even if they don't know that it's politically motivated, it's a political miscalculation as it has given Adams Oshiomhole and his supporters a very strong platform on which to buy into the sentiments of the people. And politically, it's to their advantage.
All right. Now, that's a major political controversy we might have to contend with for a while. But then, there is yet another matter on the ground. Now, let's forget. Today is the 9th of June. In 3 days from now, we will be talking about June 12, one of the most significant dates in Nigeria's political history. And, well, we celebrated Democracy Day on May the 29th, and in the Southwest, some politicians or some statesmen or leaders are asking that June 12th should either be declared as Democracy Day or at least should be a parallel Democracy Day to May 29th. Now, Senator Ogunlewe, June 12th, I mean, we know the significance of that date. It's tied to the man who won probably the freest and the fairest election conducted in Nigeria's political history, and for his sake, in his memory, there are calls that that date should be declared as Democracy Day in Nigeria. Do you believe that that should be the case?
Well, yes or no. Yes and no. Yes, because of the significance of June 12th to our democratic dispensation and development. Yes, because it's a day we always remember as when we had the freest election ever. And it was won on a platform that is uncommon, that is a Muslim platform. And it was a general belief that we should remember that day for what it brought. It brought Nigerians together for once to act in unison and vote for a person. And he won the election, but it was annulled. But the person that will determine whether a day is public holiday or not in our constitution is the federal government. Or the state nowadays, on their own, treat the day as a public holiday. And whatever anybody wants to do, let them do it. But for me, yes, I agree. It's probable that it could be a public holiday, but nobody is in a position to determine when a public holiday should occur. That is government. So let's leave it to the government. If they decide, so be it. If they don't decide, so be it. I am not bothered.
Well, okay, Senator Ogunlewe is not bothered about whether it happens or it doesn't happen. But then, Barrister Ikeji, June 12. In the Southwest, it has a lot of advocates. In other parts of the country, people appear to be rather unconcerned or maybe very, very non-committal about it, because on that day, it's only the southwestern states that would declare a public holiday. In other parts of the country, it appears as if the matter has, apart from the fact that, okay, it's part of our history, the significance of it is lost on other parts of the country.
Yes. June 12th is a watershed in Nigeria, in contemporary Nigerian politics. June 12th is the mother, and if you permit what I would say now, it's also the father. It's a parent in one, of May 29th. In other words, without June 12th, we may never have had
May 29th.
So, except we are deceiving ourselves. Of course, Nigerians, we like to deceive ourselves. The politicians deceive us. Well, except we are deceiving ourselves, we must always realize that we must acknowledge the fact that June 12th is a watershed, an important point in the history of Nigeria. It's so unfortunate that, like you mentioned, only a section of the country seems to be celebrating June 12th. But in real terms, even those other sections that overlook June 12th, they have also gained so much more from the effects of June 12th than these other regions that are celebrating it. I remember recently the then NRC presidential candidate Bashir Tofa was making a statement on air that June 12th was that is a wrong principle, that we should